It's Aidan Quinn, 24. I'm a buyer at Barrett Homes and I live in Dunfermline. Well, I started playing probably when I was about 3-4 years old, and my dad kind of took me to every training session I went to. I started at Hutchison Vale Football Club in Edinburgh. That's where I grew up. I played there for 8 or so years, moved to Livingston FC for just a year, and then I took a kind of bad Achilles injury, and I was out of football for about a year, and it must have been about under 16s or so, and when I wanted to come back into football I just kind of wanted to enjoy it again. So I ended up joining a local boys club called Cramond FC. A lot of my mates were playing with, so it was just to get the enjoyment back in football again. So I was playing up front those days as striker, and obviously the slower and taller I've got, I moved back to centre back. So Cramond FC was where I got the love of football back again. And then I moved to Curry Star FC, who was coached under Paul McGovern, who used to play for Hibs when he was younger, and he coached Hibs and Hearts, and he had a really good pedigree about him. So I stayed there for a year. He was the one a couple of years, sorry. He was the one that changed me to a centre back. So he obviously knows his players. And then I eventually went to Heriot Watt Uni just to play. I didn't actually study there because they had a pathway with Curry Star. So I played at Heriot Watt from when I was 17 in the East of Scotland League, and stayed there for about 3.5 years until I got a trial here at Montrose, and here I am now, back at Montrose. It's a big challenge. Obviously, from signing from Heriot Watt University at East of Scotland level, I think it was tier 6 or 7 at the time. It was a big jump to make. I was 21 when I signed at Montrose. And it was a big leap to make, but it's really enjoyable. It's a big challenge. I feel like I've improved year on year. Playing with experienced boys in the changing room, there's a lot of quality in there that I can learn off. Obviously, Sean Dillon being the main one as a centre back, I learn a lot from him. So, it's great to have those experienced guys in the changing room, and that's how I've done my learning from them. Yeah. So I also, on top of that, I do coaching at Heriot Watt as well. So I do commit a lot of time to football as well as at Barrett Homes. So my coaching role is volunteer basis at Heriot Watt, and that's on a Monday night. So obviously I work Monday to Friday at Barrett Homes. Luckily that's hybrid working, so 2 or 3 days working from home, which allows me to have a wee bit of a rest, I suppose, or a wee bit of a lie-in, that is. And then coaching on a Monday night, training on Tuesday night up in Dundee, so travelling from Dunfermline to Dundee Tuesday, Thursday nights. Wednesday night I'll probably be coaching as well. Friday night is most likely a rest night, and then obviously games on Saturday and complete rest on the Sunday. So I do try and squeeze a lot into my weeks, but that's just the way it is, and I love football, so that's why I squeeze in the coaching as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, spend plenty of time doing it because I enjoy it, and I wanted to give something back to Heriot Watt as well, because they were the club that got me to where I am just now. So I just want to give a little bit back to them.
Very grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In anything. Well, football wise, I'm a big Hibs fan, so I'm trying to think of Hibs players that inspired me. Probably I was a centre mid when I was young. I played when I was at Hutchison Vale. I played all my years in centre mid for about 8 years or so. So I loved watching Scott Brown when he was at Hibs. He was just the way he played, and I think he was the captain at the time. It was very inspirational. But I think my dad was a huge influence on me. He was never one to really push me at football. He was kind of just the one that let you enjoy it and see where it takes you. And I think that influence that he had on me made me just want to really enjoy football. And from that, I became pretty good at it because I wanted to play all the time. So. He was certainly a big influence on me as well. Football is obviously huge, and that is just what I've loved ever since I was growing up. But I do like my golf as well. I'll try and play as much golf as possible. I don't have a membership anymore just due to how much I've got on just now. Golf's obviously a very time-consuming sport, so I can't fit that in. But I do love playing golf in the summer and things. I've got a girlfriend now as well, so she definitely takes up a lot of the time. Not in a bad way, of course, if she's watching this.
We might keep that one in.
Anyone that knows me, that is close to me, and my pals, they'll know that I'm not big on music in the sense that I couldn't tell you artist names. I'm just very much listening to whatever's on right now on the radio or anything like that. So in terms of music, I'm not one to ask about any kind of song or tune that anyone wants to hear.
Movies?
I love movies, to be honest. I watch Netflix all the time, whatever. But growing up, I loved watching Pirates of the Caribbean. My dad got me into that, and he chucked it on the first time, and really enjoyed watching them. So that's probably one of my favourites, I'd say. Croatia, I think, was the big one for me. Back in 2019, I think it was. I went with my mate and his mum and dad, and it was a Nielsen's holiday. So it was like a water sports holiday, or a sports holiday really, because there was water sports and there was land sports, and yeah, you were there for 2 weeks. It was full board, and just you could I'm obviously quite a sporty guy, so any sport you could think of was there and available. So just every day, and that was before pre-season. I think I actually came back the fittest I've ever been. So. I would definitely love to do that kind of holiday again, because that was brilliant. Yeah.
Looks like you've got something planned before next pre-season.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be straight in there if I can convince the missus to come with me. Then I think I'll be straight back to Croatia. Yeah.
None of you were playing football, and you were just a bunch of mates catching up after a while. Who would be talking about their exploits as a comedian?
A comedian, I think, has to be Paul Watson. There's definitely a couple of contenders in there. Michael Ives, Craig Brown. They're the big characters in the changing room. But Paul Watson. His sense of humour is pretty specific. It's quite dry sometimes, but he's a pretty funny guy.
DJ
Craig Brown. He's got the music in the changing rooms. I think he quite fancies himself to be the DJ of the changing rooms, so I'd have to give it to him. Yeah. TV movie star. I'll give that to Blair Lyons. I think he's got the look, so he's probably get away with being probably the most famous. If you're talking about maybe Love Island or something, he'd be straight in there.
Entrepreneur who's got the big idea.
Big idea. Paul Watson has to get that one as well. He's a project manager at Projecto, so I think he's the one with the business. So I think I'll give it to him. You'd have to look to one of the experienced guys. It has to be Sean Dillon. He's a great guy. I think everyone loves him, and he's pretty knowledgeable, pretty wise. He probably won't like that comment because of his age, but no, he's definitely one you would go to for advice in the team.
Who would be the future manager of a Scottish League team?
It's a tough one. Paul Watson, he might be on the coaching staff next year, I think. So, he could probably make the step up to that. I'm trying to think if there's any other contenders in there. Maybe Terry Masson, he's got a bit of teaching background as well, so maybe bringing that in with his football knowledge could be a good mix to be a manager of a dressing room.
What message have you got for the Montrose fans?
I just hopefully we can kick on this season. We've had a bit of a mixed start, an up and down start, but if you guys stick by us, I'm sure we'll kick on and hopefully challenge towards the top of the table again this year.